What's up, guys? This is Maxis with the 16th episode of our Overwatch self-coaching Platinum Climb series, and here we have a match that's going to be on Hollywood. We're going to start on the fence, and I believe I'm going to be using one of the DPS slots. So let's jump into it and see how it goes. I'll be trying to call out any bad positioning that I have. I actually don't recall if I won or lost this one at the moment. But we'll find out as we go. Looks like let's start out here. It's May. We're gonna start on, and I don't really have a particular reason why I chose May. I think I was mad at this point, maybe. Would possibly be another one of those matches that I was essentially throwing. Since it is a 10:30 a.m., the last one that we were reviewing, which was our match on, I believe it was our match on Raw that we last reviewed. It was 2 in the morning when I played that one, so it doesn't look like I'm throwing all that much, but it's too soon to tell just yet. Now, as far as positioning, that high ground is a good spot for most anybody to be. Shoot down on the enemies. I guess I was probably wanting to put a wall in the door frame so they couldn't get here. But I failed to save our Ana, which I really should have, considering Genji's my job to take care of. So we ended up getting way out of position chasing that Genji, and we ended up letting basically their whole team walk through ours in a 4v6 situation. So that was mainly our fault for failing to stop the Genji from killing our Ana.
I can diva.
They have walls.
Sick. We'll do that next opportunity we get, yeah.
Remember, they have walls. Don't trap people.
That was
Remember, we have walls.
we were careless there. We really shouldn't have been. She had walls. We knew that she did, but we didn't try and defend ourselves better from that.
This fight is not over yet.
Now let's see how far this goes before we decide to switch.
Let's get a regroup going.
Yep, reset. Swatch him over.
Give them whatever
I'm trying to get the charge against her.
So dead. Yep.
regroup back here.
So we were out of position for that whole deal. We basically should have given up on the Zen and tried to go back to our spawn. But we didn't. So now we're gonna switch to a more contemporary defense character. I'm not sure particularly who I'm trying to counter this, because it's not the Widow. We can't contest Widow with McCree, not unless we get in close range.
You gotta let me know when you're diving.
Ana was a little bit out of position there. She should be far enough back that the Genji has to go through all of us to get to her, but he didn't have to, so that was a bit of a it was a loss for us there. I got hit out of position by the primal Winston, so that messed up my kill on their Moira there. Aside from that, it was a good execution of the flashbang, and then I was gonna headshot her.
They were winning the fight.
But we should probably get pretty quickly rolled here.
Good stun.
That
Need to contest
was ironic.
now. I'm on there.
Well, irony might not be the best term.
Zarya.
It was fun. We really shouldn't have been
Anna, you're right in front of me. I don't know why
the ones trying to contest the cart that's for our tanks to do. We should have tried to stay up on that high ground and try and pick off anybody that contested our tanks directly.
I'm not getting any healing. I'm sitting right in front of you.
I'm dead the entire game.
I'm getting your orb. I had your orb plenty. You were literally standing right next to me at that last
That
point.
was the first time that happened. Sorry.
No, that was not the first time.
That was the first time that happened.
Our Ana was a lot out of position fairly often, but she was also getting killed more than our team should have been letting her be killed.
What about
So it wasn't entirely her fault, but she shouldn't be exonerated. Now I am going Widow first here because I know that they're gonna have Widow. I don't want to deal with that. And rather than getting in the middle of this and getting myself attached, or involved, I think I end up just muting the two of them for now. So let's go.
Kill the discords.
We're gonna go complete right side because I'm expecting their Widow to be trying to do a cheeky shot right off the bat. I didn't have a good shot there, so I immediately body shot the Ana in order to convince her not to shoot at me.
Alright, I'm ready.
Genji's discorded.
And now here's a prime example of being ignored. The healer's not healing.
Zarya's behind you.
It took 4 times of me asking for healing before I could be healed.
Nice.
And granted, Widow isn't the type that needs to be healed right away.
Monkey's back. Monkey's back.
Monkey's back.
Wait, don't touch the
How did those two get there behind us? It looks like she was on the high ground, which I had been planning on grappling there. So that was a good thing that she came down to us, I guess. But there wasn't really anything we could do about that.
Alright, push in, push in.
Quiet down, phone. I'm
Monkey
actually
one,
gonna move that so it doesn't make noise like that
Good job,
again.
guys. Zarya,
Don't let her get off. Nice.
back up on point. We need 3 on point. Okay, nice.
Now we should probably switch off of
Mario's right here.
Widow here pretty soon because they don't have their Widow, and we haven't contributed to the team fight at all.
I have trans.
We body shot the Ana twice, and then we
switches to counter my monkey. I hate it. My fucking team would never
That
do
is
that.
what happens.
Yeah, my team never does that when a monkey's fucking doing great.
Oh, damn.
That was my fault, sorry about that.
No worries, man.
Yeah,
Deflected.
take ownership of that.
They're wasting health, it's fine.
This is purple.
Alright, switch please.
Nice.
They don't have a Widow, and I'm not contributing anything except killing her Zen.
Fuck him,
Monkey
bitch.
one, monkey one.
You could use a stun, you could use a Reaper counter, like a McCree.
I can either go Reaper or I can go McCree. Which one do you need?
McCree would be more preferred because of the Reaper. I don't know who asked you to go Reaper, because that was kind of silly.
I went Reaper here mainly to focus their tanks. I realized that they had a Reaper that they wanted out of our backline, but I felt that we didn't have a particular tank
You have a lead. We're good.
Buster on their team, so we needed something like that, especially since the
Genji on cart.
what we had was a Junkrat.
Genji's half.
Reaper's gone above us.
One.
Discord Zarya.
Thank you, it was a D.Va. Oh, it's terribly.
Hey, 2-8.
Terribly, yeah. It's alright, it was close.
I'm on Ana, I'm on Ana.
Got her.
They have Ryan now. Kill Ryan.
Nice Reaper. I got cart.
Switching to Ryan.
Now I think the reason this one's considered untilting
Genji deflected.
is because this match could have very easily gotten angry, and I think I might have been angry when I was playing Reaper.
Reaper inside
But by the end of it, I was very
Red.
surreal and calm.
He's super low.
Ryan. Jump.
Bryce, yeah, good job.
I got nothing for y'all.
Oh wow, we're all
Just
dead.
died. Ryan just died. Die.
Wait for Ryan.
Genji's above right now. He's probably looking for another blade.
I'm only 50 on Pirates.
There's a good call out on the Genji, but I'm wasting too much time trying to get a flank of my own in here. We just crossed no man's land. Good going back for the health.
I'm contesting
That
point.
would have been bad otherwise, but looks like we're
Sorry, no,
still
no personal.
Genji's low on the far left
we
with
are
the
not
junk.
getting help as this
Where's that
Reaper.
at?
We're out of position and back. Oh my god, I couldn't fucking hit her to save my life.
Yeah, we're honestly not working very well together here. I called out the Genji when he was above. I called him out again later,
Alright, regroup.
but
Healers are dead. I have Iris.
without support, I wasn't gonna win that fight. Genji's actually
yes,
a
he's
pretty
been
good
picking
one
off my
to
flanking.
I'll send Trent.
deal with Reaper, so I'm honestly playing it for counter here.
Wait guys, wait for Anna. Let's forget you.
They're all here. Alright. Hello.
Got the Genji, nice. Push in.
60 seconds.
They're pushing right side. Push.
Nice. Discord Zarya, she's up. Reaper, chasing. Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it.
Zenyatta, he's one.
Moira.
I'm dead here.
It was pretty good overall fight.
Genji's in front.
They were doing call-outs on who they wanted us to focus on. I was focusing them, with the exception of the Zenyatta. He was a little bit too far back at the time that they were calling him, so
Good grab.
yeah.
What the fuck was that?
I press Q. Wait,
It looks like we already captured the
Yeah,
point
just
there.
let him waste their ult.
So while this is going on, we're still capping.
I press Q.
So that was pretty cool,
Wait, we get.
pretty funny.
I'm glad
Yeah, just let them waste their ults. We got it.
I'm really glad I didn't press Q.
No, honestly, your Q might have won us the fight.
Doesn't matter if we win the fight. That's just them burning ults now.
Oh yeah, we got. See, we got the point. Wow.
Yeah, we got a
You're right.
base.
I didn't see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that our team understood that. There was no
I need help with this runner, and he's out of position.
no advantage to them winning that fight, so it was okay that we lost it. That's what it's all about.
Wow, I didn't even.
Overwatch is a game of objectives, not a game of kills. So, I'm not going to be doing very well here on this. I needed to kill the Reaper and the Zenyatta, but I didn't. At this point, I'm still getting used to playing DPS, so I'm not used to the snapping that I would. Like, my current DPS is a lot better than this, and that's just
Sorry,
mechanical
that
practice.
Genji's behind.
Got him.
Good job, Zen.
Good call out.
Zen's just
Glad
by
that
the thing.
Zen didn't end up using his
Got him.
Transcendence on him.
Zarya's behind us. No personal.
Wow,
Sorry,
she's
charged
still
dead.
alive.
She's discorded.
Holy shit. I'm
That
sorry.
was really bad waste on her poor.
We're gonna end up losing this just because of the
Genji's discorded.
I'm car rider.
the
guys.
time, but I think it was a pretty nice hold, as far as like we didn't fail as badly as I thought we would.
It's not mine, guys. Careful, Ryan. Careful.
Yeah, I had shield up. I couldn't block that.
Yeah, I had my harmony on you, but it outdoes me. Huge stun. Holy shit.
Nice one.
Discord Zarya.
I needed to get
Zarya, no shield.
those shots off that I didn't.
I knew you could do it.
Wow. Sorry, go. Monkey. What's up, Trance?
They have Tracer now.
Dude, McCree,
I'm
you're
low,
a god.
I'm low.
Zen,
It
fall
looks
back,
like
Zen,
they
fall
didn't
back.
manage to
Okay.
finish him off
Swing
there,
right, swing right.
so that was unfortunate, but we look like we're gonna win this, or at least succeed in this push.
Monkey again. Stay on cart, Ryan. Don't get off cart. Oh, hell.
Got him.
Nice.
Is that it?
Yeah, so we end up getting that point, but it's not
Steve's
gonna matter
honestly, like, way
because
better than
they've
us,
got
but
4 minutes, we got
playing
no
really
time,
fucking
so we're
well.
just gonna be
Where
If
was
it was
it?
if it was a
trying
strict
to
payload, we
win.
would get a minute, yes. But since it's the capture point to start it, we have no attack point.
30 seconds.
That's how it works.
Alright, what do you want me to play? Zen again, or what? I'm gonna stay in this little hallway right here. Seems to work for me normally.
Monkey top.
Monkey game?
So our objective here is just to try and
Super
tie,
low, if we can get another shot.
and they have 4 minutes to push a third of a point. It's unlikely that we're going to survive. But as far as position, I should have started up on top of the building where the Winston ended up jumping to, but I would have immediately forced down, so now it's kind of a moot point. This was kind of a brain dead,
I got their main healer.
kind of a brain dead flank that really isn't going to net us a whole lot of anything. Also shooting their Winston is not high priority, so
There's one in the back. I'm dead.
I need healing. I got myself, never mind.
oh, that's interesting, old. Yeah, basically as soldier, your job is to kite around them. In that sort of situation, they
I killed her.
really should have killed me there. It was way too easy to. Since I survived, I was able to help my team.
Careful up there, Torb. Don't get picked.
Now, my position
Alright,
over there is
they're
for
diving.
2 things. One,
More is one.
to get a
Oh,
flank
no
angle,
way.
and 2, to force them to spend cooldowns diving me,
Trace it all the way on the right.
rather than
Yeah, it's the... Okay, Tracer is the Widow.
NG low.
rather than on our main push, so that we
On our
can,
bubble, on our bubble.
so that when they, like, if the Winston had dove me, we would have been able to burst him down during that time without having to worry about him killing anybody.
3 and 1 slash. Let's play the game.
You guys, if I hadn't gotten picked, I would have had ult and maybe could have tranced out of that and get killed.
Yeah, I should have
Though, that's fun.
done a bit better target priority with that ultimate, but it was a lost cause by then. Anyway, that's going to be the end of that video. We lost, but I didn't feel like it was a bad loss like the other ones that I was tilting from, so